Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me for day 2 of my Live for 5 series. I am going to be chatting to you today about defining your personal brand. And this is day 2, like I said, of a 5-day series of how I'm helping you prepare for maybe a brand design or a rebrand before you invest in a brand designer. Or if you're just struggling to create a brand, then this is for you. Now, today, like I said, we're going over creating a personal brand. And this is so important for every solo entrepreneur, creative business owner out there because we're not a corporation. We are typically one person. Maybe you have a team of a few people that you hire on to do some work, but we're not an industry. And we're not a corporation, and I can bet you whatever industry you are in, whether you're a photographer, wedding planner, designer, any industry that you're in, that it's a saturated one and that you are vying for people's attention. And there may not be many things that set apart your service from the next person's service from the next person's service. But one thing that can set you apart and define you is yourself, your personal brand. Now, let me clarify something. Your personal brand is not about selling. It's an extension of yourself, and it should reflect who you really are. And at the end, I created a worksheet that takes you step by step what we're going to be talking about today. So I'll drop a link in there for the free personal branding worksheet. I dropped the link in there, so if you want to go ahead and grab that download, you can. Because we're going to start creating a personal brand and really defining your brand personality. And the way that I like to start this off, if you have no idea where to start, you're like, I don't know. Who am I? What's my personality? So the way that I like to start is just thinking about if you were at a cocktail party. I like to decide, where would you be at? Would you be on the bar, sitting there, maybe talking with the bartender, sipping on a drink? Are you on the dance floor, like the life of the party in like a swanky little black dress? I want you to start creating a very vivid picture in as much detail as you can think of. Like if you're sitting at the bar, what are you drinking? What are you ordering? How many drinks are you going to have? Like, how are you getting home? Are you taking a taxi? Are you driving? Are you somebody else's designated driver? Like, I want you to think, like, create this entire scene and this entire night, because that's really one way to start defining who you are. Are you more of an introvert or more of an extrovert? Let's say outrovert. And so that's the first part of just getting to define your personal brand and knowing more about yourself and how you want to present yourself. The next point, which I love, I used to just call these things, but I was actually listening to Jenna Kutcher's podcast, and she called them connection points. And I think that's a phenomenal name for these little tidbits about yourself that are reoccurring. So for Jenna Kutcher, they may be like mac and cheese in the Kutcher condo. For me, it's, my daughter and family and margaritas, and I'm obsessed with cows, and I came from the country. So these are ways that we connect with our audience and we humanize ourselves. Because, like I said, personal branding is not about selling. This is how we take somebody who maybe just following you on Instagram, maybe just, liking your Facebook page because they saw a blog post. And it's a way to start connecting with them on a deeper level. So that's kind of part 2. And like I said, if you grab that free download that I put the link in, this kind of takes you step by step of everything that I'm laying out here. And then the third part is taking those connection points and putting a story behind them. One thing that makes Jenna Kutcher or Jasmine Star or one of those big industry leaders very prominent is because they tell the same stories over and over again in different ways. You'll see the same reoccurring themes show up, especially like on Instagram. And so we can start to take those connection points and integrate stories into our brand using those connection points. And so you can see we're kind of layering one on top of another. We're starting off at a cocktail party. We're getting to know ourselves and our brand and how we want to be presented. And then we're adding in those connection points as stuff that we maybe use on a daily basis or go to on a daily basis, just reoccurring themes within our life. And then lastly, we're taking those connection points, those reoccurring themes, and we're turning them into stories. Stories are what really connect us as human beings. Stories are something that we remember. Stories are something that our brains just like. We like to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so using these 3 points, we can start to define and create a personal brand that's going to connect with our audience. And like I said, you can grab that free worksheet to start working through your personal brand. And then tomorrow in day 3, we're going to be talking about your ideal client and finding and connecting to your ideal client, and then creating a brand voice, and then what the process of working with a brand designer looks like. I know that there might be a lot of misconceptions or myths about working with a brand designer, and so we really want to clear those up and just show you maybe questions that you can be asking a brand designer, what the process of looking for a brand designer may be, and just kind of wrapping up this Live for 5 series that we have been doing for the past week. So grab that worksheet and start working through your personal brand so that you can connect with your audience and they can be a loyal tribe to you. So thank you for joining me for day 2, and I will see you back here tomorrow for day 3 of the Live for 5 series.